So YouTube is currently getting destroyed by community notes and Twitter in general. They keep tweeting like everything is okay on the platform and like they aren't banning tens of thousands of creators for no reason, and they're getting community noted for it. We're going to focus on a specific story about a YouTuber named Eric Parker, who I've talked to before. But before that, let's just go ahead and look at some of their tweets and the community notes. So YouTube tweeted recently, sometimes it's okay to press pause, and they got community noted saying it is important to note that YouTube is rolling out a feature where if a user pauses a video for 10 seconds, an advertisement will appear. This means it's better to not pause to get the least interruptions for your video. Let's go ahead and see some of the most liked replies. Wait, isn't this the guy that bitches about YouTube all the time? Well, he said, sometimes YouTube presses pause on our channel. Sometimes it's okay to not insert 3-minute ads every 2 minutes. And literally every single tweet they are making on all of their Twitter accounts are getting replies just like this one, and they're all getting community noted as well. YouTube can keep trying to ignore this, but they're just going to keep getting community noted over and over and over again. YouTube tweeted again, thankful for creators who inspire us every day. You certainly aren't thankful. YouTube has been falsely banning people without giving them the opportunity for appeal, as their AI system sabotage the effort. They furthermore lie about the extent of AI involvement in this field, which is true. We have caught them in multiple lies about AI. Websites are becoming privy to this. Everybody's writing articles about YouTube, their lies about AI, and the fact that they are falsely terminating tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of creators. And literally the only way to get your channel back is to make some noise on Twitter, hope your post blows up, and that is the only way YouTube is going to walk back their decisions. And the absolute head scratcher that they always say, and they always are willing to die on this hill, is they say, whenever we ban these channels, we do careful human review, and all the appeals that you guys submit are all done by humans. So they're proposing that when you submit an appeal for a 10-minute video and it gets rejected in 2 minutes, a human looked at your entire video. I guess they're hit from Dragon Ball Super, they time skipped through your goddamn video, and that's how they were able to review it in only 2 minutes. So we'll continue pooping on YouTube later. Let's look at the Eric Parker thing. So basically, Eric Parker is a tech YouTuber who I've talked to before, and he basically does cybersecurity videos where he talks about viruses, malware, and stuff like that. If I had to classify his channel, it would be more of like educational tech videos. Basically, he talks about malwares, he talks about viruses, he talks about the fact that there are certain types of software out there that can be very malicious to your computer, and he will often go and test that software out himself to prove, hey, this type of software is dangerous. He's not encouraging anyone to do it themselves. That's why he's doing it. He's like, yeah, let me do it. Let me show you guys this is dangerous, so that way you guys know that these are compromised softwares. So he recently made a video called Rootkits, the malware you can't see, and this video was taken down by YouTube. In the video, he was talking about rootkits and the fact that they are very dangerous to a computer, and he was going through and showing some of them. And nowhere in the video was he encouraging people to do this research themselves. He was just doing it himself so he can keep everybody safe. So Eric, just like myself, has had a lot of trials and tribulations with YouTube, and he tweeted, I find oddly amusing that YouTube will remove one of my videos for no good reason roughly every 90 days, so I'm always at one strike. This has a secondary effect of making the warning never expire. This is something I've gone through personally as well. I would get a community guidelines warning, and right when it's about to expire, I would get a strike on something else, and it would just be a perpetual cycle of always having one strike on the channel. So as you can see here, he already had a warning in September of a Discord grabber that hacks the hackers. That's a video that YouTube said had harmful and dangerous content. And then all of a sudden on November 25th, about 5 days ago, he gets another strike. And remember that if you get a warning and then you get another warning, the second warning is basically a strike. That's basically what happens. So that was for his recent video, Rootkits, the malware you can't see. And another thing that happens, and this happened to me too when YouTube falsely striked one of my videos recently, is the video usually tanks in views. Like, it will not get pushed into the algorithm anymore. As you can see, the thumbnail has been removed by YouTube, and it'll take like a few days for that to come back as well. And it also screws over your other videos as well. That was my experience. I talked about it in this video. YouTube's false strike killed my channel because yes, it is nice to get the strike removed, but it does have everlasting effects on your channel that is very hard to recover from. I'm still trying to recover from my false strike, and that was like 4 weeks ago. As you can see from the graphs that I showed in the video, I was on a upswing in my views in my channel. Right when I got the strike, my channel plummeted in views, and even the videos that had nothing to do with the strike video were all getting way less views as well. You seem to get shadow banned and your channel doesn't get put into the algorithm anymore if you get a false strike. And even when your strike gets removed, it doesn't seem like your channel gets placed back into the algorithm immediately. It seems like it takes time. But anyways, back to Eric. So he was basically talking about the fact that this was a fraudulent strike, and he was saying that he did not show any ways of using rootkits or making them, simply that they existed and how you can try to mitigate / check for them. And he posted a screenshot where they said that they think that he didn't follow their harmful and dangerous policies. Content that promotes illegal activities isn't allowed on YouTube. This includes instructions on how to gain unauthorized access to a secure system via hacking. We also don't allow links to this violative content. We may make limited exceptions for documentaries and stuff, but yeah. So they're basically saying that he was promoting illegal activities and showing people how to hack stuff. Completely false. He didn't do any of that in his video. And so Eric talks about a response that he got from YouTube where they said, quick update on your appeal. We brought it to the policy team. They confirmed that the video violates the harmful or dangerous content policy and the original decision is upheld. Policy details here. So remember, and this is a point that I've made previously before, when YouTube basically strikes down your video, they will tell you that it was done with careful review. Then when you submit an appeal, they are going to say that it was also done with careful human review. So basically they're saying twice people looked at it very carefully, one to do the strike in the first place and the second time to instantly reject your strike. Meaning two people, according to YouTube, because they always say, oh no, we don't use AI as much as you guys think. According to YouTube, two different people looked at it and they both said that the video violated YouTube's guidelines. So Eric replied and says, I really don't know what to say to this. Appreciate them taking a look into this on Thanksgiving, but it contradicts reality. I'm not sure if there's a context issue, but I can say with 100% certainty the videos in question do not violate the policy as it is written, but maybe there is need for clarification on what is/isn't allowed, or maybe a training issue on the reviewer side. I don't think this is purely a matter of AI moderation, but difficulties in complex content. This is the 5th video I've had removed, luckily over different 90-day periods, such that I am not immediately facing termination. Not sure what I would do in the future. Now, I appreciate Eric trying to give YouTube the benefit of the doubt, but I kind of disagree with him. I think this is purely a matter of AI moderation. If there is able to be one person that looks at your video, and YouTube, remember, claims that most of it isn't done by AI, it's mostly done by themselves. If one person looks at your video and says it violates YouTube's guidelines, then a second person looks at your video and it says it still violates your guidelines. Then a third person looks at your strike and they finally decide to rescind the strike. That is a problem with AI moderation. There's no way these two dummies are looking at the video to begin with, and then they're like, yeah, I think this is wrong. And the second person's like, I think this is wrong too. And then the third person all of a sudden has an epiphany where they're like, oh, actually, I think this video is actually fine. My opinion is that the false upholding of the strike was done by AI. They just ran it through an AI system, and they're infamous for this because, like I've said before, sometimes you'll ask them to review a 10-minute video and then they will reject it in 2 minutes. How do they do that? Like I said, they have to be hit from Dragon Ball Super. They must be time skipping through the video. And he even posted the entire video on Twitter as well, and there was nothing wrong with the video. But yeah, I appreciate Eric for trying to give YouTube the benefit of the doubt, but it is pretty much confirmed at this point that they are just heavily relying on AI moderation, and that's why content is not getting properly reviewed on the platform. However, as I said, YouTube did actually end up walking this back, and they said, we are walking this back. The video has been reinstated and the strike has been removed. One of our reviewers mistakenly upheld the strike during the appeal process where it should have been reinstated. Truly so sorry for the experience here. We've shared feedback with our reviewers, DMing you with more. So the reason why I think this is BS is because, okay, so a reviewer, they make it sound like it's a human being, right? Mistakenly upheld the strike during the appeal process. But that would be not just one mistake. There would be 2 mistakes made there, right? Because remember that they initially striked the video falsely to begin with, right? That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is to keep the strike after the video has been submitted for appeal. So there was 2 mistakes there. I seriously doubt that the humans at YouTube are that incompetent where they look at such a simple video and 2 of them fuck it up. I really do think that there was AI involved here, and YouTube just doesn't want to admit, yeah, we are using AI systems. AI is wrong all the time. Nah, it was our humans that did it. Our humans made a mistake. And let's say that I'm wrong. Let's say Eric is right. Let's say YouTube is right and I'm wrong, that this isn't just a simple matter of AI moderation. This was just like a context issue. Okay, well then the fucking 2 people who look at the video are dumb. I mean, come on now. They didn't hit him with a very simple allegation where he was like doing something slightly misleading. They said that he was promoting illegal activity and then showing people how to hack a secure system. That means that the 2 people allegedly that looked at the video were looking at the video and they were like, oh yeah, he's hacking shit. He's promoting illegal stuff. Come on, there's no way. I really do think it was AI involved. But regardless of whether YouTube and Eric are right or I'm right, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm probably wrong. I'm pretty stupid. But point is that YouTube is at this situation right now where they are constantly falsely striking and banning creators, and they are getting community noted out the ass, and they want to try to keep ignoring it and pretend like nothing is wrong. They keep tweeting about freaking YouTube tutorials. They keep tweeting about curling up with a blanket and crap. Man, are you guys going to acknowledge the problems on your platform? Look at all these community notes, man. Community notes are tired of it. Twitter is tired of it in general, and the YouTube community is definitely tired of it. If you've ever posted a YouTube tutorial on anything, you deserve a gold star. Community note, YouTube has falsely terminated dozens of tutorial channels in late 2025 alone, wiping out 1 million sub creators, 13 years archives, and 40K sub channels overnight with no human review or appeals. Man, they're getting roasted right now. Let's go see some of the top replies. Oh, it's that same guy who's bitching all the time about YouTube. This is a tutorial YouTubers need nowadays. If YouTube bans your channel, do this. Thanks to everybody who liked the tweet, by the way. But yeah, YouTube is getting bodied right now by community notes, and rightfully so. For you to keep screwing over your content creators, for you guys to keep banning people left and right, giving people false strikes left and right, and tanking the views in our channel and all the things that we've worked towards, and then talking about curling up with a goddamn blanket and snacks. So you guys really think that we're just going to let this go? YouTube gave us a piss poor answer maybe a week or two ago about, oh, you know, a lot of the terminations were actually correct and we weren't really using AI to do them. And they thought that would be enough of a statement and we would just let this go. But they just keep falsely striking and banning people. So of course we're not going to let it go. Curling up with a blanket and some snacks to watch a 2-hour breakdown of the 3-hour movie you just watched. Community note. And hope the channel that makes those breakdowns will still be around in the future. YouTube is massively removing channels without adequate explanation thanks to its inefficient AI moderation, and it's extremely difficult to recover once this happens. This situation is critical. And they aren't talking moist. But again, if you go ahead and look at those replies, you'll see the same guy that's bitching about everything saying curling up with a blanket and some snacks to wait for our appeals to be reviewed. And yeah, thousands of people right now are making their cases on Twitter talking about how they've been falsely terminated and they just keep ignoring people left and right. I saw this guy's case in specific and this shit had me face palming. That guy that I just showed on screen, he made a tweet, like a tweet thread addressing YouTube and explaining his whole situation and how he believes he got falsely terminated. And then Team YouTube replied to his tweet, but they didn't reply to him. They replied to somebody else that was replying to his original thread. Team YouTube ignored this dude and just replied to somebody else in the thread instead. And he even said, are you even serious? Are you ignoring my post and replying for people inside my post? That is some insane shit right there. The guy who made the thread and was adding Team YouTube got completely ignored by them. And it's just at this point right now where Team YouTube is at a boiling point with the community. Everybody is just done with their shit. And this is really the time. Like, listen, YouTube is a juggernaut and they're not going to go down anytime soon. I'm not going to give you guys false hope that that's going to be the case. But as I tweeted yesterday, this is actually the time for a YouTube competitor to step up to the plate. So there are a few out there. Obviously, there's Rumble. We've talked about them. They've offered me a contract. I'm likely not going to be signing that. But basically, there is a big opportunity for a YouTube competitor to step up to the plate. And like I said, they're not going to be able to overtake YouTube, but they can at least compete in the sense of driving some viewership over to their website. So a tweet only has so many characters, but this was some of the main points that I was making. This is what a YouTube competitor needs to do to succeed. Number one, showcase your creators, no AI slop, just real people. When you go on the homepage of a website that is trying to compete with YouTube, you guys need to be able to showcase your biggest content creators and make sure to showcase the ones that are actually providing entertainment, right? Not just political stuff. Create a reliable revenue stream for your creators. This is another thing, right? A lot of websites nowadays, like Odyssey, for example, Odyssey and I have actually been in contact. I've been talking to some of their employees and stuff like that. Now, Odyssey is taking the ad-free approach to their website. Although that is appreciated, I feel like it is a little bit detrimental in terms of the creator revenue. We all agree, and I've made so many videos on YouTube ads. You guys can go check on my channel. But content creators on your platform need to be able to make money. That's the only way you're going to be able to drive traffic to your platform. So honestly, I really do think Odyssey needs to experiment with having ads, and not like YouTube, not freaking 4 or 5 ads per video, but maybe one ad at the end of a video every 2 or 3 videos, you know, something like that. Because content creators need to be able to make money. If you guys can't get revenue towards your website, then no one's going to go over there. I'm just being realistic. It would be nice if we could all do stuff for free, but we can't. We all have bills to pay. You know what I mean? Number 3, actually listen to feedback. Make sure you guys are in constant contact with your community and make sure you guys have options for them to leave feedback on the actual website itself. Now, I really do believe in Odyssey. I really do think that they can do a lot of good work in the video sharing space, but they just have a lot of work to be done in terms of actually driving revenue to their website. Unlike Rumble, I actually do have an Odyssey account. I do believe in them, and I feel like I said, I feel like they can actually do some good work in this space, but they just need more in terms of actually being able to provide some good stuff to their content creators. That's really the main thing. I understand that that's only going to happen if they drive more traffic to the website, but remember, websites are a business. You guys need to be able to incentivize people to go over to your website. And also, this is just another caveat. Hopefully Odyssey listens to this. I don't like that you guys try to hide view counts. Please be transparent with your website users. I want to see how many views a video has. But they already have some bigger content creators over there, like, you know, some ordinary gamers and stuff. So Odyssey is doing good work. Hopefully someone can step up to the plate and challenge YouTube and force them to do better. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Please do leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it. YouTube is getting absolutely roasted by community notes right now, and subscribe for more. See ya.